Hey guys, welcome to the Infinity of Possibility in the Science of Possibility module in the Success Methodology program. So, why am I talking about possibilities and the infinity and what is this woo-woo stuff, right? Well, if you want to be successful, you have to understand that everything is possible. Anything and everything is possible. And in fact, there are so many possibilities that most of the possibilities will never exist. But they do exist in the form of kinetic possibility. But they will never exist. So what this means is that you can create anything. And we talked earlier about the power of choice, and this is really where it comes into play, because when it comes to utilizing possibility or creating new possibilities or understanding the impact of being open to a possibility, your choice is really what drives it's like a navigation. Your choice is your navigation. Every time you make a turn, every time you make a choice, it's like making a turn on your navigation, right? And the possibility is really, well, you can do anything, be anything, have anything in this life, in this world, in this universe. So the question is, what are you going to create? Who are you, and what do you want to become? And the general formula is be, do, have. Who are you being? Who you're being in this moment determines what you're doing. And what you're doing will determine what you have. So that's kind of a formula, be, do, have. So if you understand that you can be anything, start narrowing it down into what you want to be. Now, this is choice, right? So this is just an example of where choice comes in. Well, I choose to be wealthy and successful. That's a choice. That narrows down your possibility into things that would make you wealthy and successful. Well, for you, what does wealthy mean? For you, what does success mean? Napoleon Hill said, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So for you, what is success? It might be financial freedom, it might be having a business, it might be having a family. You have to define that. So this is really where the infinity of possibility comes in, right? So there is the possibility right now that in the future you will have kids, and in the future you will not have kids. Both of those possibilities exist simultaneously. The only difference is that function of choice. So when you make a choice, the universe will conspire to make something happen. But you have to understand that all these possibilities exist. So apply that possibility everywhere, right? There's a possibility of you in the future where you're poor. There's a possibility of the future where you're a millionaire. There's a possibility of the future where you're a billionaire. There's a possibility of the future where you're middle class. All these possibilities exist in the now. The only thing that's going to separate your future is making that distinction of choice on who you are and who you are going to be. Now, once you make that choice, you shut off those other possibilities. So once you make a choice to be wealthy, you shut off the possibility of being poor. Once you make the choice to have kids, you shut off the possibility of not. That's not to say that it won't happen. There could be subconscious programming that sabotages it and stops things from happening in a certain way. That does happen. We're going to go into that. That's the point of this course. But I want you to understand that understanding, and this is a bit of quantum science too, quantum physics, that it's a field of possibilities. Your life right now in this moment is existing in this field of possibilities where anything and everything can happen, and it's your job to call your destiny into being through choice. So the understanding that the possibilities that exist for your life and the possibilities that exist on your path to success is infinite. You need to start making declarations and decisions as to what, and I should say choices, not decisions, for a different reason. I'll go into that. But your choice is the ability to narrow down that possibility into a constructive desire that you can actually end up manifesting. Because if you can resonate towards a certain desire, then you can start manifesting it. You can start manifesting people and experiences and circumstances that align with that. And so once you're aligned with that, you start narrowing down what you can become and what you can do with your life. And so you also start to kind of, it's like, you're in the forest with a machete. You're cutting down the possibilities you don't want in order to clear a path to get to that goal or that achievement. And so your choice is really your navigation system in that, navigating this vast expanse of infinity, right? Because that's really what it is. They call the field, they call it the field, right? Because you're literally in a field of infinite possibilities where anything and everything can happen at any time. And the only thing that's really going to dictate or change what you experience, again, going back to the example of the double slit experiment in quantum physics, is your choice and what you believe. So behind the choice is also belief, and your subconscious mind is even stronger because your observation of reality and your experience of reality is looking at this field of possibility, but the one experience that you're having is a narrowed down collapse of all those possibilities into this singular, you call it the singularity event of now, which is where everything occurs, all that possibility occurs, but it's collapsed into a single event, and what determines that is your observation of the event. And behind that is really, what's really fascinating is that, it's your choice. And sometimes it's a conscious choice, and other times it's a subconscious choice. And until you understand the difference and until you can know the difference, then you're not empowered. And so this program is really about empowering you to make those choices, to take that field of possibility and make it into the single possibility that you want to create. And then once you focus on that point of singularity, you just need to make choices to get around into that way of being in that state of mind, in that state of experiences. So understanding the infinity of possibility is like being blasted off into space where you have every option. You can go in any direction you want. And so, it's like having no destination. Well, any route you take is going to get you there, right? But once you set a destination, then you have to then you've charted your course and you have to decide which way you can go. So understanding that you're in a field of infinite possibilities now gives you the empowerment to make a choice. And this is something that's going to repeat over and over and over again, because you're going to go through this throughout your whole life. Because your whole life is one set of circumstances and a whole bunch of possibilities, and you're making your way through time and space is literally delineated by your choices. So this is the ultimate source of power. And if you're ready to accept the responsibility that you have over creating the results in your life, then you'll actually get results and you'll actually achieve what you came here to achieve. And I believe that if you signed up for this program, you are after something very specific and very particular. And so having charted that course and having understood what it takes to kind of wade through this field of possibility, and make the right choices to get you where you want to go, you have accepted a certain level of responsibility. You've accepted that you're fully responsible for everything that happens to you and every thought that you think, and you have then accepted an immense amount of power. Now, of course, it can't be abused. You can't abuse the power, because if you do, it will work against you, and there are consequences in the universe, because everything is in balance at all times. So I obviously implore you to use this information, this knowledge wisely, and do things that are good for you and for other people. And it's my goal that this is of benefit to the entire planet and our entire future by creating leaders and removing obstacles from people to achieving things that are going to be useful for not just your gain, but also for the future of humanity. So understand that the possibilities exist for you to do anything, achieve anything ever that you ever wanted, that you ever thought possible. There's zero limitations in this realm, understanding that everything is possible. So with that said, start charting your course, start writing out, really your goals, and there's really no limit. just write down things you want to achieve, write down things that you want to achieve in life and things that you want to do, experiences you want to have. And there's really no reason not to. Once you write them down, you kind of like schedule it into your life, right? So make a schedule, make a life schedule. Hey, before I die, these are things. It's not just a bucket list, but these are things that I'm going to do, and these are things I'm going to achieve. And once you put it on paper, you're basically saying, hey, you're making an agreement with yourself and the universe that you want to do something, that you want to achieve something. And this is your way of isolating, hey, there's this infinite field of possibilities. This could happen, and here's what I'm going to ask, or here's what I'm going to declare is going to happen. And then, as the signs come up, because the universe will give you signs as you go through space and time. That's what I say, you're not living life, you're literally just moving through space and time. But universe will give you signs, and then you can follow those signs. It's the white rabbit rule from the Matrix, follow the white rabbit. I've always followed that rule, because when you get a sign from the universe, you have to follow it. Because if you do, then something's going to open, a door's going to open. If you don't, you'll never know. But if you do, if you follow that white rabbit, the door's going to open, possibilities are expanded, and ultimately you are going on that path to your destiny. And so a lot of times if you write down the things that you want to achieve and occur and experience in life, that's gonna set the precedent. It's going to open the door, and you're going to have a lot of new experiences in life just by following that principle. So welcome to the field of infinite possibility.